Hello everyone, this is Crossroad Gaming 74, and today I want to do something different from the usual Let's Play. I want to let you guys know, I don't know if you know this, but I'm a huge fan of Dragon Ball. Been growing up with this series ever since I first played the first Budokai game. While I love the art style and the characters in the series, I've never been too fond of the writing. See, I feel like there are too many characters in the series that are left behind in terms of power and become useless over time. While they usually make good first impressions, such as Trunks defeating one of the series' main villains, Frieza, their importance to the story seems to dwindle over time. Ten Shinhan is a great example of this. He first starts off as a deadly assassin in training and was Goku's rival. He had very powerful attacks and soon became an important friend to Goku. Over time, however, he stopped being useful to the Dragon Team and was now just a stepping stone for the various villains they fought against, such as Nappa and Majin Buu. So, how do we solve this problem of Dragon Ball's writing? Well, first we need to discuss what setting is and one major problem that has plagued the series itself, Dragon Balls. The setting is a mesh of Eastern fantasy and science fiction. The characters are martial artists who are constantly pushing themselves to become stronger both physically and spiritually. In their adventures, they are usually seen searching for the seven Dragon Balls, wish-granting orbs that God created to aid humanity. If you collect all seven, a dragon will pop out and will grant whatever you want. While the series does implement rules such as the Dragon Balls being turned to stone and becoming useful again in a year, or how they can't grant a wish that exceeds the creator's power, it seems that any wish making is almost limitless. In fact, in one story arc, the Android Saga, there's an infamous case where the characters are told androids will destroy them in 3 years' time. They have plenty of time to look for the Dragon Balls and make a wish to solve their problem, such as finding the creator, Dr. Gero, and stopping him. However, since there would be no story, the characters opt to instead train harder than they've ever had before. This decision cost the lives of thousands of innocent people, as not only are the two androids on the loose, but now there are even more androids that are dangerous than the ones previously warned about. All of the tragedy and chaos that was caused in the Android Saga could have been avoided if they instead used their heads and used the Dragon Balls. Since the writing of the series is heavily dependent on these MacGuffins and the people fighting to collect them, we need to change two things about the series: the fighting system and how the Dragon Balls work. First, let's look at the fighting system. The show establishes that martial artists are able to tap into Ki, aka their life force, to create energy beams, punch hard, fly, sense others' Ki, and have access to powerful transformations. Those who are not able to have all these traits, such as Tien, Yamcha, Videl, and Chaozu, tend to be useless and disposed of by the bad guys. Rather than having a fighting system where if you don't have all these traits you're seen as useless, we need to limit certain characters' abilities. For example, let's give Piccolo, Gohan, and Vegeta Dungeons & Dragons classes. Piccolo could be a wizard. He is physically very weak, but he has the most powerful energy beams that he can shoot from far away at his enemies, and is the most intelligent of the crew. He would be your go-to guide for wiping out large groups of enemies at once, sensing others' Ki, flying to different locations, and coming up with the battle plans. Gohan could be a barbarian. The series points out that his anger allows him incredible powers. For the sake of this analysis, let's say Gohan couldn't fly or use energy beams. He's very physically strong, and so he would be the party's tank, having high health points, strong physical attacks, and transform at the cost of getting himself tired. Vegeta would be the rogue. He has low health, but he is the most stealthy of the cast, being able to use surprise attacks on his opponents. Despite him being weaker than Gohan, if he is able to sneak up on an opponent, he could do higher amounts of physical damage than him. But wait, I hear you say, they both can go Super Saiyan, so what would be the difference? Well, while Gohan's Super Saiyan transformation would be focused on attacking things harder, Vegeta's could be focused on him being stealthier. For example, when Vegeta goes Super Saiyan, he won't be making as much sound with his movements, and it will make his Ki hard to detect. This means the chances of him getting more successful surprise attacks will increase. I could go on, but as you can see from my examples, their limitations would actually benefit the characters, as they all have to rely on each other. None of them would outclass each other, and so none of them could be left behind. They all have a purpose for being here. But what about the Dragon Balls themselves? Well, let's take away the wish granting entirely. Instead, we'll just give them the limit of only bringing back something from death. However, it can only be one thing. Huge emphasis on one. If you wish a planet back to existence, it'll only bring back the planet. You have to be certain who you wish to bring back to life, and they can only be wished back one time. You have to wish the dead person within a year's time, and so because there's only one wish, it creates tensions where there can only be one person who comes back to life. The rules about the Dragon Balls would be kept, however, since it would be strictly limited to bringing things back to life one time, we wouldn't have to worry about plot holes such as the Z Fighters choosing to ignore them for the sake of having a story. As a side note, we could have Dragon Balls on other planets like Namek, however, they would all follow the same rules as the ones on Earth. One wish, one thing, and if it dies again, it's either game over, or they have to look for a new planet's Dragon Balls to wish them back again within a year's time. This means that if 2 or more Z Fighters die, they will have to go to multiple planets within a year just to bring them back. This changes the story of Dragon Ball dramatically. Now it would be a story where the bad guys want to wish strong evil people back from death and ensure their domination over the Earth, and the good guys want to bring good people back to life to help push the bad guys back. This makes it to where the Dragon Balls are extremely important, and the cast members all have strengths and weaknesses that ensure none of them will be left behind. New planets will be introduced, and the characters would have to fight strategically in a team if they want to survive. Dying would be a huge hassle, as because of the one person in 1 year rule, characters cannot easily come back to life like in the original series. Anyways, those are my thoughts on Dragon Ball. If you guys have any thoughts on how you would improve the series, or if you're interested in seeing me do a video like this again with other anime, let me know. As always, thanks for watching and have a great day.